everybody, I'm Yolanda Marie. So I'm just going to go over a quick energy read here of what we can expect in the Awaken Collective as Mercury is going direct, moving direct, you guys, okay? And this is going to span what we may be feeling over the next few days. All right, so let's just get started. First card that came out, and I used two decks, okay? The Illuminated Tarot deck and also the Druidcraft Tarot deck. And if you haven't seen that, you'll see these cards. They're also beautiful, okay? Now, this is the Death card. Again, this is coming out a lot of closing of cycles, but in this case, this is about a lot of situations, many situations, specific situations closing out, okay, in our lives. I'm going to keep going, but there's more about that, okay? The next card that came out right after that in this deck, there's a difficult opponent. That is what this card literally means, but specifically, again, it's about situations. There are some situations or a situation with many of you that has been difficult to deal with, has felt difficult, felt very lower frequency, old energy, and it's going to come up for clarity in a different way now, okay? Either it has already been happening underneath the surface and you've noticed it, or I'm getting a lot of that it is coming up in a different way, like you didn't realize the exact difficulty of this situation, okay? You perhaps didn't realize it, but it's coming up now. It may have already started coming up. You know, this is how energy works the last couple of days, or it may be that it's going to surface, all right? But stay in your presence of your multidimensional awareness as you listen to this, because this is a beautiful reading, but this is just what's going to be coming up. This is what it's going to be bringing up, okay? Literally the cards, if you read them, it literally says death to some situations, difficult situations. So you can also read it that way, okay? Things are coming to a close, all right? Literally speaking. And in the Druidcraft Tarot deck underneath, I'm not gonna finish the one row. I'm gonna move to the Druidcraft because of the parallels. Now, what the first card that came up is the same as that Five of Spades. Again, a battle has been going on. Look at these people in here. You've got the two in the distance that look defeated, and then you've got the victor, right? But he doesn't look happy either. So this is like a battle that has been ongoing. Maybe you didn't know that this battle was ongoing, or it didn't present itself. It did not present itself in that way. Okay, and now it is. It's coming up for clarity. Death card right after that. Death, not kidding, this is how they came out. Death to this situation. Death to a cycle that's been going on, perhaps. And that's been happening a lot. Many cycles coming to an end. But it's beautiful in that it's going to make room for other things to grow. Okay? So, yeah, there will be fertile ground for the things that you wish to come forth, or actually that you're already maneuvering. It's already being maneuvered for you that it's coming forth. And so that's why this is happening. Now, the last card in this little section of the Druidcraft Tarot deck, the Ten of Swords. Now, this can mean defeat, but in this specific case, this is about malicious behavior or some sort of behavior that has been happening. Perhaps you didn't realize, and now it's coming to light. Now it's coming to light. Things are coming up for clarity. Now, here's another perspective that I'm getting on this. Is perhaps you understood that some of these things were going on, but maybe not to the extent, but now you're seeing it from a different perspective. So it's not necessarily that you didn't know it was happening, but it's like with this energy going direct now, you are no longer stagnant. You are now perceiving this from the higher perspective, and this could be startling to you if it weren't for this. Now I'm going to move forward, okay? This is where, when I said it was beautiful, this is what I mean, okay? So the next card in the Illuminated Tarot deck that came out after this is basically representative of the Hermit. This Nine of Diamonds, okay? And look at that eye there. I don't know if you can see it. It looks like he's afraid of something and he's hiding, but that's not what's going on at all. This Hermit literally means sacrifice and self-care without regret, without any care to any of these lower frequency energies and these situations that are going on. That's what that means. And so this next set of cards that I'm going to read, and they didn't come out quite this way. I first laid the Illuminated Tarot, okay? Intuitively shuffled, waited for it to come out, asked, is that what you intended? All of that. And then this Druidcraft Tarot deck next, okay? And that's just how these cards lined up. And so the next card with the Illuminated Tarot deck is this King of Spades, okay? So not only are they telling us, get in Hermit mode during this. Put your shield on. Look at the armor. There's a certain amount, a particular amount of armor involved in this Hermit mode, or this Hermit, okay? He is, and in our case, we are going to get to a frequency that we are used to residing at now, okay? That feels higher, that is higher dimensional for us, okay? And sort of put up that energetic wall, like we talked about in the last video, okay? And just get still. And in our wisdom, we know that this will pass. That's what this means. And while we're doing that, we're accessing this part of us, who we are, this wisdom. This wisdom. Okay, that is what's next there. Then right after that, the Queen of Swords. This is all about strategic intelligence, ambition even. Okay, even though that can have a negative connotation, that's not what it means here. All right, because on the other side of this is going to balance itself. Okay, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. But these things seem active, especially the Queen of Swords. She seems very active, and normally she is. But this is asking us to access these things, but from within this protection. From within, from behind the wall, from within the shell, is how this wisdom and this strategic intelligence and dynamism operates. Because if you operate outside of the wisdom, outside of this wall of frequency, high frequency, you're getting involved in all of this. Okay, this is able to hit you then. That's what literally they're saying here. Okay, the Druidcraft Tarot deck. This Ten of Wands here comes out right in between that Hermit and the Wisdom. Okay? And what this can mean is that something feels like a burden. Something is burdensome is what this means. And this may feel like a burden before you remember to do this. Okay? This may feel like a burden. But in this case, in this position, what this means is that you're going to shift your perspective. So literally in between the Hermit, getting in that mode, and in between that and your wisdom, now you're able to shift your perspective, okay? On how I'm trying to make sure you can see that. You're going to shift your perspective on how you're receiving this information. That's what that means. That is the shifting of the perspective. And right next to this Ten of Wands is the King of Wands. These wands are magical. These wands operate from a higher level of alchemy, of understanding the laws of nature. In our case, the laws of the universe, the true laws of how energy really works. This is your understanding and wisdom. Look at him. He is okay. He's not concerned about any of this because he knows from a higher perspective what's on the other side. And that's what this means. The subconscious to all of this, the Nine of Wands, in the Druidcraft Tarot deck, okay? Now this card can mean caution many times, but in this case, this card is meaning the final, not the final. We're going to have more cycles, but the card literally does say and mean final challenge. Now, the reason why this card, which means final challenge, would be the undercurrent, one of the undercurrents driving this reading, is because moving into January, there are huge steps that are being taken, and this is another huge, giant step, okay? Right as you're coming into this balancing out where you can see clearly into your divine purpose, or into the way that your divine purpose will feel and be, is what they're saying. You're able to see that more clearly. But before you can see that more clearly, you must see the things that are interrupting. You must see the things that are interrupting what you wish this to be. Okay? Ending of the situation right here. Whatever the situations are, whatever this means, okay? That is why it's a final challenge. And by the way, it's a final challenge that has been orchestrated by you, your higher aspects, your team, on a multidimensional level. So it's nothing to be afraid of. Get here so that way your frequency is not easily lowered, where you are getting involved and maneuvered, pushed around by all those energies. The other subconscious, the Six of Diamonds. So this is all about, this card is all about collaboration, who you're working with. It's a joyous, jovial card. It feels jovial now, me holding it. But in this case, the way in which this is presenting itself to you now is the reason for this energy shift. This needs to reorganize itself, is what's happening. Whatever the collaborations are, not all of them, but some of them, okay? And I'm not necessarily talking about within a particular, like not necessarily in the awakened community, not just 3D, but whatever it means for you, whatever specifically is your situation, going to be most likely part of the restructuring that was already happening, but there will likely be something new appear, or appear new to you. In other words, you knew that it was happening, but now it presents itself more clearly to you, okay, that it was something that needed to be reorganized. And that's what that means. So I hope that this made sense, and wonder if it resonates with you in some way. Remember, you may already have begun to experience some of this. Some of this may be coming, but what I've been feeling from the Arcturians and what I feel they want to say through me right now is to stay in your power position from your point of creativity in the masterful art of creation, manifestation. Move and lead from that perspective, but keep your energetic shield up as you understand that these things are happening around you. So I hope that all of this makes sense, and I love you guys so much, okay? Thank you so much for listening and for sharing your energy here. Okay, see you soon. Namaste.